Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from Los Angeles. I'm Alex Curry here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Good morning, guys. How we doing today?
What's so funny?
Yeah, me and Alex.
You laughing?
Yeah, me and Alex tag team you. You see how she dressed? See what I got on? Yeah, your day come. Your day number today.
You text last night?
Your day number.
Did you? Are you besties now?
No, you're not.
I'm just asking.
You just by yourself.
All I care about right now is that the countdown has begun toward the potential Super Bowl showdown on Sunday. Two of the NFC's best teams, maybe the two best teams in pro football right now, facing off at the Super Bowl site right here in Los Angeles at SoFi. I've got Bucks, and you unfortunately have Rams.
You want to go see it? You want to go?
I'm thinking about it.
Okay. You ain't thinking about it. You ain't going to do nothing.
I was thinking harder about it until I heard that AB is probably no more for this game.
That's not looking good.
No.
Now, we'll get to that in just a bit, but we've got a new ranking of NBA's best players heading into the season, and Ben Simmons was listed at number 28 overall, despite his murky future with the 76ers. However, what caught many people's eyes was the player ranked directly behind him, former MVP and new Laker Russell Westbrook at number 29. Now, Shannon, I'm assuming you got a problem with this?
Of course I do. I have a huge problem with it.
A huge problem?
Yes, I do,
I
Skip.
love this.
Because when you look at it, Skip, there's nothing that Ben Simmons does offensively that's better than anything. Even the worst thing that Russ does at three-point, which is three-point shooting, Ben Simmons is worse than Russ. So if we still look at scoring, is Ben Simmons better than Russell Westbrook at scoring? No. Is he better at passing? No. Is he better at shooting? No. Is he better at rebounding? Russell Westbrook is 6'3" tall. Ben Simmons is 6'10", 6'11". Is he a better rebounder than Russ? Absolutely not. Skip, this is and we talk about this all the time, and I know I've mentioned it a lot, and people are probably tired of me mentioning it. Pro sports is about updating your resume. Ben Simmons, first year in the league, he was 16, 8, and 8. 16 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. Last year, he was 14, 7, and 7. So instead of improving in statistical categories, he's regressing. So I'm trying to figure out, how do you get that? You say, well, you know what, Shannon? On the defensive end, Ben Simmons is a monster. Is Ben Simmons more dominant on the offensive end than Russell Westbrook is on the offensive end? I don't believe he is. I don't believe Ben Simmons is a more dominant defensive player than a force of Russ is on the offensive end. Skip, I'm baffled by this. And I think what we're starting to see is that everybody sees the potential in what Ben Simmons can be. What someone can be and what they actually are two entirely different things. We've seen man, this joker's so talented. Ooh, he has all the talent. He can run, jump, catch. He can do everything. Okay, well, so when is he going to do it? Ben Simmons is 6'10", 6'11". He has all the tools. Yes, he can dribble the basketball. Yes, he can facilitate the offense. He can rebound. He can assist. But, Skip, when is that talent, when is that all that going to meet the potential, manifest itself on the court, and we see the finished product, and we say, well, God. There's a difference. When we look at Kevin Durant, if Kevin Durant was just 7 foot tall and he wouldn't do what he's capable of doing, we like, man, KD has it all. He's 7 foot tall. He can do this. He can do that. He does that. There have been a lot of 7 foot tall guys. Dirk was 7 foot, but he couldn't do what KD does. There are a lot of guys shorter, but they can't do what KD. So that's what makes him unique. There are a lot of guys that can't shoot in the NBA. That's not unique to Ben. But when you got a guy that's 6'10", that's supposed to be a superstar, and he's so limited offensively, Skip, I don't know how you become a superstar if you're so limited on the offensive end. And I know everybody want to talk about defense, but you're in an offensive league now. Defense doesn't carry the same weight. Now, you have to play some defense, but it doesn't carry the weight like it did in the 80s, in the 90s, when teams were really defensive-oriented, Skip. And you saw 73, 75 ball games, 80, 79 ball games. Now, you don't see that. So I have a huge problem with Russell Westbrook being ranked behind Ben Simmons.
Shannon Sharp, I have been trying to tell you. This validates what I have been trying to get through your stubborn head.
How?
Here's the point. Russell Westbrook, your new point guard of your Los Angeles Lakers, has always been supremely overrated as a winning basketball player. It is why Kevin Durant finally said, I can't take it anymore. I got to go win me a ring, so I'll join forces with that team. And I'll be the Finals MVP back-to-back years. Ben Simmons has always been, as I've tried to explain to you, subtly underrated as a winning basketball player because he can do so much in the box score that is subtle, not easily grasped. And I realize he's got free throw demons right now. It obviously cost them down the stretch.
Tell that to the Sixers fans.
Okay.
He got untapped potential.
Okay, well, let's go back quickly to that Game 7, shall we?
Yeah, we shall.
Ben Simmons has been back-to-back first-team all-defense in the NBA. And it manifests itself live and in sort of hidden sight, if you will, in that Game 7, because all the post-game focus went on he turned down the shot because he didn't want to shoot the free throws.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, what was happening to Trae Young, little tiny mice Trae, as I call him? What was happening? Ben Simmons was doing a number on him in Game 7 at 6 feet 10 inches. He enveloped him. He suffocated little mice Trae and held him to 5 of 23 from the field and 2 of 11 from 3, and that should have been good enough to win that game because meanwhile, Ben Simmons did give you 8 rebounds, and guess what else he gave you? He gave you 13 assists. And you want to talk about a fast break initiator, an igniter of the fast break? Who is the fastest player in the league with the ball in his hands on the break?
Russ.
It is not close to Russ. It is Ben Simmons at 6'10". You can go look at the analytics. Lonzo's up in the discussion and debate also, but it is Ben Simmons. He is freakishly fast with the ball in his hands leading the break, and he is a gifted passer. He's a far more gifted passer than Russell Westbrook is.
But the question is, okay, yes, he has more gifts, but what good are gifts if you can't use them, if you don't have them on display?
Okay, and furthermore, I'm going to finish on Game 7 because we know what happened after the game. We're going to talk about exactly what Doc did or didn't say after the game. We'll talk about that in a little while because he might be doing a little damage control, a little spin control, or he might be telling some truth there, but we'll get into that.
Okay.
Ben Simmons just Joel Embiid just flat out threw Ben right under the bus after the game, and yet I look at the box score now and I just now realize, wait a second. Joel Embiid had a nice game, but he had 8 turnovers. Did that cost them? That's 8. That's a lot of turnovers.
Yes.
So I look at plus minus in this Game 7 at home. They should have won it. And I'm looking at all the players who played significant minutes in this game, and only one has a plus. Ben Simmons has a +1 because he subtly is very effective as a winning basketball player. Embiid was a -2. Tobias was a -6. Seth Curry was a -2. George Hill was a -15, and Thibault was a -10. Ben Simmons was a +1 in that game, and I think that was significant because he was doing good things except for running from the free throw line at the end of the game.
But Skip, what you're doing is that you're focusing on one game. I'm talking about the totality of the season.
I'd love to talk about that.
Look at Russ's numbers.
Okay, who was the 1 seed last year in the East? Was it your guy in Milwaukee? Was it Giannis? No, it wasn't Giannis. Was it Maestre's team? No, it wasn't Maestre's team. We could go on and on. Who else in the East did you? Oh, it was Philadelphia.
Right.
And was that because Ben Simmons was probably the most effective and valuable player on that team?
Oh, whoa. I noticed you mentioned Game 7, but mention 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How did he do in those games?
Well, they did win 3 of them.
Yeah, but hold on. You're the #1 seed. You just talked about how great the #1 seed was. You lost to a lower seed. As a matter of fact, that was the 8th seed that beat you.
And in 2019, it took the luckiest shot in the history of playoff basketball to keep this team from rising into the conference.